Hello and welcome to Whiskey Resource. My name is Mark. This is review number 103 and today I'm going to be reviewing this miniature here. It is the Singleton of Dufftown 12-year-old single malt whiskey. It is a Diageo owned release. It's Speyside single malt. Dufftown being quite essential to the whole Speyside industry. Location. It's got a really good shop there, and there's lots of the distilleries sitting around the Speyside, or rather the Dufftown region. So it's a Diageo release. It is chill filtered. It has been colour adjusted. It's at 40% ABV. Has an average retail price, which I've just recalculated here, of £35.70. A couple of example prices, or a few example prices as to how much you'd be looking to pick this up. Well, from the Whisky Exchange you're looking at £37.95. From Masters of Malt you're looking at £35.25, and from the Whisky World you'd be looking at about £33.90. Prices subject to change. It's the prices that I got as of right now, but they can fluctuate on like an hourly basis. Depending on how they've got the website set up. Places like Amazon adjust their prices based on algorithms of how many people are interested in a product, how many people have bought a product. The more people that buy, I think I'm right in saying that the prices tend to go up based on the algorithm. Anyway, this is a pretty standard kind of Diageo release when it comes to its presentation. Let's get it poured and we'll move on to what the nosing and tasting is like on this bottle. There we go. So this is a 50ml bottle I picked up as part of a miniature pack. I think there was 3, maybe 4 bottles inside of it. Talisker 10-year-old, I believe, was one of the bottles that was in that pack as well. I got a Christmas 2019. I bought the pack just after Christmas 2019. What else is to say about the Singleton of Dufftown? When you do buy it, it comes in a presentation box. This is the old looking packaging. The new looking packaging is blue label. The packaging that is on the Whisky World website is actually the old packaging, the old label style as well, so that's possibly why the price is a bit lower rather than newly branded. In terms of maturation type, it is ex-bourbon matured and ex-European oak matured. There's not particularly much in the way of what that ex-European oak maturation is. A little bit of a nose there. I would say it probably does have a bit of sherry. What's the word? Seasoning, maybe. We'll see a bit more when we get into the tasting. Whilst I just let that open up a bit, further on from my previous video, which was the Macmira Svens Rock, I mentioned that I was going to be doing blind samples for my full bottle reviews. I've sent out 2 blind samples so far. Those reviews are going to come in a matter of days, maybe a week or 2, but new style reviews. If you haven't seen my previous video, have a look at that. There's a bit more information in that review about what I will be doing with these blind tastings. And I've also mentioned that I'll be launching a competition to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of whiskyresource.com. Look at that video, I'll give you a bit more information, but that's all I'm saying for that right now. So here we go. Review number 103. So on the nose, as I say, it's kind of giving off some of that cherryness to it. It is fruity. It's actually... It's a mix between like some of those sherry rich dark fruits and a lovely blend of maybe apple and pear. It's got a nice, what's the word, prepared wood note to it. I mean, like, it's a wood that's just been prepared in a woodworking shop. Maybe a bit of polish to it, maybe. Maybe a little herbal funk going on in the nose as well. And there's something else, some maybe a barley sugar of some kind. It is a nice nose, that. It does invite you in to taste it, that's for certain, on the palate. It's got a lovely balance, this. It starts with a medium level of sweetness, fruity sweetness, those dark fruits I mentioned, a bit of baked apple, caramelised baked apple with cinnamon. There's that little bit of spice coming on there. That spice follows through to the finish. Oak, a little bitterness. I say spice. It starts to get a little syrupy, watery as it moves into the finish. It's the caramels from those baked apples actually turn a little bit burnt toffee, a bit of espresso, a bit of coffee maybe. This is a really enjoyable, nice, easy sipper. The texture is a bit watery though. This, sitting at 40% ABV, would improve massively if it was just increased to maybe 43%. Ideally 46, but I think 43 would be a vast improvement on what this offers right now. I'm going to pour in just a drop of water there, and we'll see what happens to that. Now, previously I reviewed the Singleton Spear Cascade. You can go and check that review up there. I thought that was a reasonable whiskey. I'm just checking the site to see what I scored that. I can't remember now. I think it was something like a 40. Not 40, sorry, an 84, I want to say, something like that. Let me just go and have a look whilst the water does its thing. 83, scored at 83, and that was in review number 35, which was a good while ago. But this particular one, the Spear 12-year-old, not the Spear 21st, sorry, the Singleton 12-year-old, probably will do a little bit better than that. Spear Cascade was a non-age statement. So on the nose, I'm getting more maltiness from it now. It's kind of giving off a bit more of that whiskiness that I tend to associate with maybe a Bunnahabhain, which, given this has a similar kind of maturation of ex-bourbon and ex-European wood, could explain a few things. It seems to be a bit more creamy on the nose, a bit more vanilla'd, so it's a vanilla cream on the palate. That fruitiness is given itself over to a malt biscuit, more wood, more brown sugar, I want to say. A little bit of barley, but more brown sugar. It's fizzing around a little bit more. I think some of the oils that have been released are giving it more of a tannic kind of feel on the tongue. A little bit more astringent. How does it compare? It's better than the Spear Cascade, even though I do like the Spear Cascade. This, I think the age, the fact that it's 12-year-old has helped just give it a bit more substance. I've kind of got an idea as to how I'd score it in terms of, would I buy a bottle for an average price of £35, I think 90 pence I said it was, 35.70 for an average price. No. If I saw it on offer below 30, then yes, but I wouldn't pay the average price. certainly not when you consider that those prices I quoted. You need to put on at least £5 delivery, which in some cases are taking above £40. Comparing what's on offer in the same kind of class of whiskey as this one, you would be looking at a 46% ABV competitor. You're sitting ball right in the middle of Bunnahabhain 12 territory, really, with these prices straight away. And if it was a choice between the Bunna 12 and this, it would be the Bunnahabhain 12 every single time. It is a tasty whiskey. However, you have to do a comparison with other whiskies availability, and this doesn't compare to Bunnahabhain, not at all. By a good few points as well. Not to give things away, but that's how I'd say it was. So yeah, if it was less than £30, yes, I would buy a bottle, but it would need to be very little other options, and I would need to have that money there ready to spend. If it was a economic purchase, then I wouldn't buy it. It would have to be I want to buy something, it's there, I'm taking it kind of thing. Well, that's it. That's review 103. Latest.